Hey there YouTube, this is 5level462928, bringing you commentary on FIFA 13 best young players with good potential and fairly cheap, I guess, not amazingly cheap, but on FIFA 13. So I'll get straight into it. Start with the goalkeeper. Going to go for a whole full 11. So it starts with Marc-Andre ter Stegen. It starts with overall of 80. Estimated worth of only about 12 million. You can get more or less for him. 35,000 wages, but that's this is a bargain considering. Well, for me especially, I managed to get him up. I've managed to get him up to an 89 at the moment, and I'm assuming he can go up to 90 and 91 possibly. I'm not sure exactly, but amazing. Buy is totally worth it. 12 million was spent, I believe. And if you look at his reflexes and his diving, everything suggests that he is a good player, and you shouldn't really be worried about how good or how bad he will be, because he might not be amazing at start, but oh well. Now moving on to a Chelsea defender, unfortunately, but there we have it. Called, it's Spanish, I don't know his name exactly, I'll try his name. It's a Chelsea right back, Spanish, fairly fast. Azpilicueta or something like that. I think it's like that. Don't correct me. He's only age 22 and he starts as a 76. So 5 million, a bit pricey for 76, but totally worth it. At the moment, I've got him at about 87, 88, and I heard people. So I mean, I got him to 86. I think 87. So I've heard some people got him to 89 or so. So definitely worth it, considering no other right backs in the game are that decent. I mean, in potential wise, from the young age. From young age, you can't get many good right backs. Just basically him, and I don't know about others, but that's all I found about was him. But 5 million well spent. So moving on to Man City centre back. Oh, whoops! I forgot to change the right back to centre back. Wait. Yes. Okay. So Man City centre back again, quite unfortunate of that. But anyway, his name is Nastasic, Serbian, very tall. Like people in real, this is in real life. Like people are saying like he's like next Vidic and stuff. He's only 19, amazing potential. 88, 89, possibly even 90 if you play him long enough. That's how good he can become. Only 4.9 million, bargain for even such a low wage on player wage. I mean, you don't regret it. Maybe the first year or so he won't rise that quick because his age is only 19, but I'm sure after next year, when he reaches 21 or so, that's when he starts hitting his potential. Well, starts hitting the rising. Anyway, moving on to another defender, centre back. I think it's for Juventus, or I'm having a feeling he's on loan for another team, so bear with me. No, he's not there. Massey, I'll just have to search him up. Search last name. Okay, Massey. Anyway, before I say anything, I'm only Wickham just to show you the potential players. This is the very beginning of everything, like the very beginning of the whole career mode. And because my other career modes, I've already gone 4 or 5 seasons into it, so it's a bit useless showing you that. But so here we are with Massey, Juventus player, quite tall, amazing potential. He works hard. You'll get most out of him. He's only 71, so you've got a lot to work with, and he's only waged 19. But 3 million for £1,000 wage, which you can probably just get about for £3,000 if you do buy him. I think you can only get him in the second year, I'm thinking. I'm not exactly sure, but totally worth it. Very good player. Anyway, moving on to a left back who plays for Barcelona, I'm believing. Oh no, wait, no. Oh, sorry. Before I forget, there is another option for a centre back. Although I took it myself, but it could be a pricey option. And that's Mats Hummels, 15 million, worth it completely. I've managed to get him up to an 89. So I've heard some people manage to play him up to a 90, so very worth it, considering not a lot of defenders who are young, as I said, have such great potential on FIFA. He's one of the very few centre backs who can become very can be very useful in your squad. Now finally moving on to my Barcelona left back, sorry. Damn it, I forgot to change it again. So not Daniel Alves or Montoya. Left back. Okay, there we go. His name's Jordi Alba. Very, very, very fast. He can. If any of you saw him on the World Cup against Italy in the final, he ran just the whole pitch and scored. Amazing. He's only 23, 7.5 million. Look, just the acceleration, 91, stamina, 92, sprint speed, 90. Can you ask for anything more? It's only 5'7", but he's very good. He's a speedster, as you can see, and he's acrobat, and he's only worth 7.5 million with only 50,000 wage, which is quite a lot. But starting at 81, you can get him up to about 88 or so, assuming you play him a lot. Because if you don't play him a lot, I'm guessing probably 86 at least. And moving on to a once Manchester United centre defending mid, but because Ferguson had to sell him, it's now for Juventus, and that's Paul Pogba, 3.7 million for £8,000 wage. Only 19 years old, and his overall is 72, so you've got a lot to work with. But his potential can get up to over 88 potential. If you work him even harder, I'm sure you can get him to 89 and maybe 90. But anyway, apart from that, very good buy. Just need to use a lot of time on him. Maybe don't buy him in the first season. Maybe once he's an 80 you buy him, or I don't know how you want to work it, but worth it. Get him, snatch him up before he gets too expensive. Now moving on to a right back, which again I forgot to change. I need to remember that. I keep on forgetting. So he's a right back for Bayern Munich, and before called Shaqiri. He used to play for Basel. Only 9.5 million for 35,000. Quite expensive, but for a 78 rated player. But if you can see, his acceleration is amazing. Like, you can, just like Alba, you can run, and you'll get past a lot of players. And he can play various positions, not just a right back. He's a left back and a centre forward. Now, before I forget, I'm playing the formation of 4 defenders, 1 centre defender mid, 1 left back, 1 left mid, 1 right mid, a centre attacker mid, and 2 strikers. So essentially 4-1-2-1-2, I guess. So moving on to the left mid of this 4-1-2-1-2 formation, which is Neymar. Okay, this is the most expensive of the lot. Well, maybe expensive a lot, but completely worth it. Only 20 years old, 85. You can get up to 91. Yeah, if you're willing to pay the 24 million or so. But if not, there's also Hazard, but again he's expensive, and Bale, so there's no help for the left mid position. There's no help at all. You can only get good, decent players with good potential at young age for a lot of money, because Bale, Hazard and Neymar are one of all the 3 midfielders that cost a lot. So anyway, moving on to not a Corinthians player, a Sao Paulo player called Lucas. Now, amazing acceleration. I keep on saying amazing, so okay, I'll choose a different word. Super. No, but no, he's got a really quick. He's only aged 19 and 82. That's already amazing. Okay, 19 million, a bit expensive, but look at this acceleration, agility, sprint speed. He's already known as a speedster, and especially an acrobat and a dribbler. And only for 19 years old, he can also play right wing, centre attacker mid, and centre forward. So completely worth it if you want to buy him. If not, there's another Brazilian player. I don't know what team he plays for, but I'll check him out now. No, I won't check him out now. So Adrian, Adrayn, if you're interested, because he is cheap. He's Brazilian. He's young. I managed to get him to about 85 at the moment. Still rising. Starts about 70 something. So very worth it, very cheap if you're not willing to pay that much money for Lucas. But anyway, moving on to a striker, Jovetic. This player of all, I think, is the most essential of the lot. If you buy him, I'm sure you'll get instant success. him out of the whole 11 or 12 players I'm suggesting right now. Whoops. Okay. Did I spell his name wrong? Maybe. But him out of all the 11 or 12 players I'm mentioning is, I think, the most valuable of the lots to buy. I mean, if you buy him, you'll get the most success, and he is obviously Jove. Actually, no, I'll go back to Jove. Maybe that'll work. Jove. But definitely him of all the players I'm mentioning now, I'll definitely suggest you to buy first. Although, like, let's see his stats, and I'll tell you about his potential in a second. So there, he's only 22. He's 83k, 20 million, still a lot of money for £80,000 wage. But I've played with him, and I've managed to get it to 91 potential. And okay, he's not got great acceleration and everything, but he works hard. He works, and he got various different positions as well. So it's not as if he's useless or anything. He's amazing, striker. No, couldn't ask for anything better. I managed to get it to 91 at the moment. He's the best. I'm sure he's the best striker potential, though I'm not sure. Other strikers could be Alexander Pato or Aguero, but I'm looking at Aguero right now. Now those two are the most expensive of the lot, so you don't have to buy all the strikers, but I'm mentioning. But actually, I had all three at one point, but I sold Pato and bought someone else now. Oh no, I sold Pato because he wanted to leave because I played Aguero too much. But look at Aguero, it's 23 million, 110,000. Okay, now it's getting more and more expensive. But look at this acceleration, 93, balance 90. Just the ball control is amazing. He's Argentinian, he can only play two positions, but for his age, 24, you get a good 7-8 years out of him. Or, well, 6-7 years, depends how long you want to actually ride the age barrier. But I'll show you Pato before I leave. Pato himself is not so expensive, I'm believing. He is only 20 million, so it's only 90,000, and he reached about the same potential as Aguero. Both of them reach 90 potential. I believe Aguero works harder, but anyway. Thank you, YouTube. This is 5level462928, and please subscribe for EAN TVZ. Thank you and peace out.